Hello, I am back again, this time in Creator Sim, making Sims inspired by the seasons. I'll apologise in advance for how rough I might sound. I am feeling a bit rough today. I had a few drinks last night, standard. And I've spent all morning in my pyjamas watching Love Island, because that's pretty much my life now. I never used to be a fan of Love Island. It's been on for years, and I didn't really get into it. I watched it last year because I was getting sick of being the only person in the office that didn't watch it. And in the office that I worked, that's all everyone spoke about all the time. So it was kind of one of those where it's like, okay, don't watch it and be left out, or watch it and be a part of the group. So I caved in the end. And the trouble with that was I actually did think it was really good, so now I'm hooked. And watch it every single day. It's quite a demanding show. You do have to, you have to watch it every day, or at least you can't watch it once a week because then it just gets out of hand. You're then looking at a 7-hour sitting, and it's not really something that works well with making 3 YouTube videos a day. So yeah, I like to keep on top of it. Although luckily for me, because I am in a different time zone, because it's Love Island UK, it airs at 3 p.m. here, so I don't have to wait until the evening to watch it, although most days I do. But this morning I thought, let's just watch reruns of Love Island. But it's funny because, so I'm in quite a lot of group chats on WhatsApp for Love Island, because all my friends watch it as well, and sometimes me and my friend will just FaceTime and watch it together, kind of like watching each other on Gogglebox, and just chat throughout the whole thing. And then after we finish the phone call, I then have to watch it again because I didn't actually hear anything, because my friend is the worst person to watch any film or TV show with. They just talk the whole way through, which is adorable. But yeah, she always asks, who do you think is the best looking? And it's difficult because I only really watch it for the drama. I love the drama. But the kind of people they have in there, they're just not they're not the type of people I would go for. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I mean, they're all incredibly good looking. If anything, that's the problem, because I've never really been into men that look like that, that are fully stacked. They've got a six-pack, and they just look like machines. I hope my husband doesn't watch this, poor bloke. Obviously I'm not talking about him, but yeah, I'm just not, my ideal guy are probably not the same as what most women would say would be their ideal guy. I prefer funny guys, if I was to pick an ideal date, I would go for someone like Richard Ayoade. Is he a stud? No. But we would have plenty to talk about. He's a funny guy. He's well-travelled. I mean, he does have a wife and kids, but that's by the by. Someone like Richard Ayoade would be the best date for me. So yeah, I don't really fancy anyone from Love Island. I think, it's difficult because I used to be like, all of the people on Love Island are so shallow. And that is true, they are. But in fairness, it's not really their fault, because the show does kind of force them to be really shallow. And for me, when I see someone that in any way comes across as shallow, I just kind of think, they're probably not that smart, so I'm just not interested. So it's a turn off from the beginning. But I do love the drama. Anyway, so yeah, I went out last night. I still haven't quite gotten used to the way they do things in bars. So in the UK, if you're in a pub or a club, or anywhere where you can buy a drink, the whole experience is this: you go to the bar, you choose your drink, they bring you your drink at the bar, you pay for it, that's it, job done. Pretty simple. But here it's so much more complicated than that. So you go to a bar and order your drink, and either they will just not do anything, and they'll just serve someone else, and you think, well, why aren't I having to pay for this? Or sometimes they'll ask you for your card, but They won't give it back, they'll just keep it behind the till until you want to close your tab, and then you have to sign a receipt and add a tip. Or sometimes they will just ask you to pay for it there and then. It's really confusing. I think different bars do different things, but just do the same thing, guys. It doesn't have to be this complicated. So I still don't really know the basics of being able to order myself a drink yet here. And I also haven't quite figured out how to swipe my card. Although, I mean, that's something I probably should know by now, but there's like a vending machine downstairs, and sometimes I like to go and get myself a little energy drink if I'm feeling particularly tired from the night before. And I swear, I swipe my card about 5 times before I actually get my drink. And I was really annoyed the first time because I noticed in my bank statement that I had been charged for this drink 5 times, but then that was while it was processing, and then after a while it changed to just the 1 time, so I guess they figured out that I didn't actually spend all of that. That was a pretty boring conversation. I say conversation, I'm just talking to myself. But the funny thing is, where I live, so I'm recording this in a room that's like at the end of my apartment, and the walls here are very thin. Like, I can hear my neighbours all the time. I know my neighbours, they're a couple, and one of the people in the couple is very heavily pregnant. She's due next month, so I know she's home. And I know that this room is right opposite to their bedroom. So, if she's getting some rest, she can probably hear me talking, and she knows I'm the only one home as well, so she probably thinks that it's finally happened. I finally lost my mind, and I now talk to myself. Maybe she thinks, because the way I talk on here is obviously louder and clearer than when I do talk to myself, which is every day. So I'd like to wonder maybe what she thinks. Maybe she thinks I basically commentate everything I do in the style of like a news anchor, but only for myself. Like, oh, good morning, hello, time to go and get some breakfast, and just kind of talking like that, even though I'm on my own all day. That's what I'd like to think she probably imagines, because if I heard someone talking to themselves, that's probably what I would think. And I think that's quite funny. Unless you actually are insane, then it's not funny. But, you know, I've been tested and I think I'm fine. So anyway, we're getting towards the end of the video now. I'm just working on summer, so I just want to say thanks for watching if you managed to get through it. Sorry I haven't been as upbeat as I usually am. I know I'm usually the life and soul of the party, but the life and soul of the party has taken its toll on me today. But yeah, if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!